Morning and welcome to Loch Ryan, the southwest tip of Scotland. Welcome also to an unplanned channel update for the summer 2025. Well, my trip to Ireland has finally arrived, but it isn't quite the one I had planned. More of that later. Let's just say a few things have gone wrong. And just ahead of me is the port where I'll shortly be catching a ferry across to Belfast. We're spending a few days at Strangford Loch, and there I hope to realise my ambition of visiting all the WWT reserves in the UK, and that being my final one at Castle Espy in Northern Ireland. After that I'll be heading south on a somewhat shorter visit than I had imagined, and I'll be taking you along with me for this summer update. For the channel I'll be making one film for Castle Espy. After that, I'm going to have to wing it. However, first things first, I'm not in the van. And nor is this my car. It's a rental because something went wrong with the van just a few days before I was due to leave. I guess I'm going to have to give this car a name. I'm at Chester, Clint, Cuthbert. I'll keep working on it. For the moment I can see my ferry arriving. I'll take some footage and stills on the boat, but I think it's going to be a bit too busy for any kind of commentary. What about Algernon? Digby, the Clarence. spared you the footage of me driving through Belfast. It wasn't pretty on my part. That was yesterday, and today I've concluded the quest to visit all the WW2 reserves here at Castle Espy. Spoiler alert, Castle Espy was amazing. Now there was some rain forecast, which we had, which is why I bought the car, even though it's only about a 20-minute walk to the accommodation. I'm just going to take a short drive down to Strangford Lough and see if there's somewhere I can go tomorrow. And the forecast for tomorrow is drier, but perhaps not brighter than what you see at the moment. I'm on the dying embers of the battery, so I may have to keep this segment a bit short. Well, it was a very short but very scenic drive. This part of Strangford Lough is dotted with little islands, and one little island now in fact. Many of them are linked by causeways. It is quite stunningly beautiful, and I'm so gutted I don't have the van with me, so I could spend more time here. So the story is, I had the van ready for this trip, which would have been about 3 or 4 weeks long. It had been serviced. With the longer days and my new solar abilities, I probably could have done the trip pretty much off grid. Then I discovered a crack and an impact on the windscreen, and a crack which was getting bigger and bigger with every drive and every hot sunny day. And with that crack approaching my line of sight as I'm driving, I just didn't want to take the vehicle for 3 or 4 weeks in 4 different countries, 2 ferries and some challenging conditions. I actually had it booked in for a replacement windscreen just a few days before I was due to leave. But then the company called me and said they don't have any of those in stock. It's more than a little ironic that the company I chose has a fleet of vehicles exactly the same model as mine. I hope none of theirs suffers the same fate as mine. Now, in the normal course of events, I would just cancel the trip altogether and go in a different season, a different time. However, this trip coincides with another event which I fully intend to be at a little further down south, in Limerick. It's an event I'm committed to going to. In fact, I would not miss it for the world. I'm going there to support Avuncular Offspring, who's taking part in an international sporting event. More of that later. Anyway, end result for the trip is that I've reduced it down to about 10 days or so, and I'll be doing a mixture of rented accommodation, hotels, and of course I've hired the car. Now I had already booked the ferry tickets for the van. I was able to swap that to a car ticket because luckily I chose flexi tickets when I made the original booking. And after having spent just one day here in Northern Ireland, I've already made the decision I've got to come back. And this area around Strangford Lough is very much on the list of things to do when I'm able to do that. For the moment, as I say, I've got one more day here. I think I shall definitely explore a little more of the loch. I'll speak to you again in a bit from a different location. Oh, by the way, the car is now officially known as Quentin. Well, it's the day after. I'm thoroughly enjoying my short visit to Northern Ireland. This morning I went to a country park, had a fantastic walk with sweeping views of Strangford Lough. Now I've come to an area called the Coyle Basin. Now, one of the issues of having less time here in Ireland is that I might be a bit short of content for the channel come next year. Normally I would have expected to make about 10 episodes for the channel on such a long trip. As it is, I think I'll be lucky to make 2 or 3. I can have a think about it and say what I'm going to do in a future channel update. I'm going to leave you with some scenery from my last couple of days here. I don't think I'll be able to make any films in the Republic of Ireland, with it being more of a family event. Any views I do manage to take in, I'll share with you either by means of a shorter film or another unplanned update. As the closing sequence is running, I'll put up some captions with information on what's coming up on the channel. This has been an unplanned update for summer 2025, and I have been your avuncular host. Thanks for watching.